It's just becoming a Jedward chat. But no, I haven't visited Canada either. I would love to visit Canada. My favorite thing to do at the gym is arm day or chest day. I like. I don't. Is it Is this John or Edward that's speaking on the account, or both of you? I don't know, but hi to both of you. Oh, and you guys did show in the UK that slapped. They did a great version of Ghostbusters on X Factor. Great. Finding out all of this wonderful stuff. My workout today is either legs or back. I'm trying to decide which one I'm going to do. I did legs a couple of days ago. So really I'm not up to legs again, but I did a really bad job of legs. Oh, it's Edward. Oh, I assume Edward from Eddie. Yeah, me and this is a funny story. I'll tell it. The way I met Jedward was I was going to Trader Joe's in Hollywood, and at this stage everyone was still wearing masks, and going into Trader Joe's was kind of difficult because of lockdown, and I was just leaving Trader Joe's and I saw them in caps and in masks walking down the street, and I saw them and I was like, oh, I think they're twins. That's interesting, because I think twins are interesting. And then as I got closer to them, I was like, wait, these are these guys from Eurovision? Like, this is insane. And so I forced my friendship upon them. I walked up to them and I said, hello, I'm Robert. And I decided we were going to be friends. Yeah, as Edward says, it was destiny, and now our lives will never be the same. It'll be fun. Next time you guys come to Hollywood, we should hang out a little bit more. Robert, if you could be a twin, would you want to? Yeah, I would love a twin. That'd be lots of fun. Do you mean like a triplet in Jedward, or like have a twin of myself? Either way, yes. Oh, thanks to everyone who joined in for the Among Us stream. Raised a lot of money for the Midnight Mission. That was really great. Can you convince Starkid to come to Australia once it's safe to do so? I know I'll be going to Australia once I can to visit my family. It's been over a year now. I miss them. Would you play Among Us again? Yes, I'd definitely play Among Us again. Particularly with Lauren. Lauren's a lot of fun. Okay. Good night, Edward and John, if he's there. My love to both of you. Until we meet again. I'll see you later. Yeah, Match Hut. I love Mac Hut. Match Hut, Machut, however you pronounce it. I'm trying to take care of myself, Victoria, as best as I can. It's been a busy week, busy week, and I've had really bad sinus stuff going on, but I'm starting to feel a little bit better. Hey, Oscar Pines 10. Liam Ronald says, bye, Jedward. Have you ever tried makeup / thought about it? I wear makeup in every Starkid show. Definitely, like concealer. There is, I always break out before we have filming, so I'm definitely wearing concealer in all the Starkid shows. Powder, so the lights aren't shiny. Absolutely, I've worn makeup before. And yeah, normalize wearing makeup. I wish I could like I don't know, I'm just looking at my face and what makeup I need to wear. I'm not sure. Oh, Mariah's. I missed Mariah's comment. It disappeared too quickly. It's an extravaganza today. We got Jedward, we got Mariah. Oh, new album. What is it? Fucking Around? Is that what it's called? With a little asterisk instead of one of the. I'm a bad friend. I haven't listened to it yet, but I'm sure it's really great. Don't be shy. Drop your skincare routine. Well, here's like a little fun fact. My skin can get horrible. Oh, Mariah in the toilet. I'd have you nowhere else. Perfect. I'll say my skincare routine. My skin gets bad a lot. I just don't post photos when it's bad. I get like, especially corners of my mouth, chins. That's where my pimples love to be. And with masks, I also get like dry. Like my skin is not great. I'm just lucky that Instagram kind of can like lowers Instagram Live lowers the quality. And if I'm gonna post a photo, then I make sure I look nice in it. Mariah's gonna go get Chipotle. Have fun getting Chipotle. You post neck down photos of the muscles. Yeah, I do that a fair bit because I have a big head. I have a really big head. If I cut my head out of a photo, then my muscles look nice. But once I put my huge head on my body, it's like, oh, he's actually quite little. My favorite Starkid role was probably Hedgens, just because he was so much fun. Yeah, thank you for being a care worker. I'm sorry that the mask has ruined your skin. I've seen in CVS, you can now get like face masks, but just that go under your COVID mask that are like a spa face mask, but they just go onto the bottom half. Maybe that would help. It's okay. I know my head's big. I'm not ashamed of how big my head is. I just know I have a big head. Like, I just know that I do, and it's fine. My friend Brady, who is going to be, I think, Scorpius in, whoever Malfoy's child is in Harry Potter and the Cursed World on Broadway. He's going to be doing that. So I'm just going to plug that for him. If you're interested in that show. But yeah, Brady told me I have a big head, and he said it's okay because big heads book. So it's fine. Big head for acting. It's fine. It's big, but that's okay. That's really okay. Any other people with big heads out there, it's okay. Big heads are lovely. Bing bang bong, bing bang bong. That's what song. Every time I hear that song, I think of the Ning Nang Nong. If anyone watched Play School as a child, in the Ning Nang Nong, where the small heads are great too. I wish I had a smaller head because then my body would look. Corey Lubowich is here, ladies and gentlemen. You know what they say about actors with big heads? Big hats, which is true. This is a very big hat. I can't wear normal sized hats. Who will be next to join the live? Having a small head's good as well. I wish I had a smaller head because it would make my shoulders look bigger. Everyone's just saying big head and hello, Corey. Hats don't fit my head either. Only these like snapback ones and not particularly tight. If a hat can't be adjusted, then I'm like, I'm giving up. I can't use that. Where's John? I believe John went to get coffee. I think that's what happened. But yeah, John also, even though we live together, if I'm at work and John's at work, we don't see each other, even though we're just in different rooms, because I don't walk into his room when he's working. What's your favorite word? I don't know what my favorite word is, but I really like, they talk about this in Donnie Darko. Cellar door is like a really beautiful pairing of words that aren't beautiful in real life. Like a cellar door isn't a beautiful thing, but cellar door is such like a beautiful combination of words. It kind of sounds French. Cellar door. I've lost. Oh, hang on. There's a little button here. What does that mean? Oh, select questions to answer. Can you speak any other languages? Konnichiwa, boku wa Roberto desu. Genki desu ka? Sugoi ne. Kawaii. I speak a little bit of Japanese, but I used to be fluent in Japanese, but that was back in 1999 when I lived there for a year as a very small child. And then when I got back to Australia, I was like, I don't need to learn Japanese because I'm already fluent in it. And then of course I forgot a lot of it, so now I only know a couple of things. What else do I know? I've always known rock, paper, scissors the Japanese way because that's how I learned it in school. So we'd be like rock, paper, scissors, but in Japan it's Saisho wa guu, janken pon, aiko desho. Which is so that's what I always sing in my head when I'm doing it, and other people are like, what? And I'm like, this is the way it is. This is how it's supposed to be. Do I know any other Japanese? I used to listen to The Lion King in Japanese a lot. I used to listen to ABBA in Japanese a lot in Japan. But yeah, what I said is I introduced myself. I said, konnichiwa, which is hello. Boku wa Roberto desu, which is, my name is Robert. But in Japan, because their syllables are different, they wouldn't say Robert or Robert. They would say Robato, Roberto desu. My sister Lucy was Rushi. So what you can do is, usually the male version of introducing yourself is Boku wa Roberto desu. Or you could say Roberto-kun, which is kind of like sort of boy. Generally, watashi wa is the female version of introducing yourself. Watashi wa Rushi. You could also say Rushi-san or Rushi-chan. Chan is sort of reserved for like small and cute people, like if you're young, which is similar to German. If you've watched Spring Awakening, there's the character Han, which is in the show named Hanchen, but his name isn't actually Hanchen. His name is Hans, and they add the Chen because he's good looking. I've lost a lot of viewers going on a little exploration of language today. But there you go. And yes, those questions will be on the test at the end of the live. But yes, Hans Chen. Yes, Han Chen is just Hans, like in Frozen. But if he was a little bit younger and cute, they might refer to him as Han Chen. I would love to play Han Chen one day. Come cream away the bliss. Travel the world within my lips. Fondle the pearl of your distant dream. Am I singing that in the right key? Come cream away the bliss. Travel the world within my lips. Fondle the pearl of your distant dream. Haven't you heard the word of your body? Oh, I'm gonna be wounded. Oh, I'm gonna be your wound. Oh, I'm gonna bruise you. Oh. Do I play any instruments? Not really anymore. In high school, I played clarinet and saxophone, and I'm self-taught on the piano. But now, just piano sometimes. There's a lot of Jedward fans. People are like, why is Jedward in the comments? Oh, right. No, I wish I could do a French accent, but I just can't. Whenever I do a French accent, it sounds wrong. Someone else, did you just publicly shame your roommate for no reason, or did you guys actually have a productive conversation? We have a lot of conversations about mental health and about therapy, particularly recently. We've been talking about the benefits of therapy a lot, why therapy is good, how much therapy has helped me. I'm going on a journey with my therapy at the moment. So when I saw John liking a tweet that was sort of dissing therapy, I did get a little bit upset because we have had conversations, but you know, that's private stuff, so I won't go too much into that. We had a little spat on Twitter, and you know, friends fight sometimes, friends have disagreements, but what's important is that you get through them and you hear each other, and you allow yourself to be angry at each other sometimes, because it's not healthy to be toxically positive to each other. Sometimes good friends need to call each other out, and as a result, we do a bit of reflection. I've been called out for tweets before, which I look back on and it upset me a lot, but it pushed me to grow in ways that I maybe wouldn't have and makes me think in a different way now. But it's all good. It's all good. Sometimes, someone said they're just starting therapy. Love it. Please know that if you are starting therapy, know that it might take a long time to find the right therapist for you. I was really lucky. The third person I talked to was a really great fit. But I know that quite often there's fear of you'll be talking to like a therapist and it won't really be working, and there's a danger of thinking therapy's not for me. But more often than not, it's just because you don't have a connection with your therapist. Your therapist needs to not be like a personal friend, but someone who you feel you can connect with. And sometimes it takes a while to find that person. Like, it could be like the 16th person you talk to. What's important is like you give it a shot and you let them know that like it's not offensive to tell a psychologist like, I'm not feeling it. So also, something that's important to know is the difference between a psychologist and a psychiatrist. So a psychiatrist is much more on the medicinal side of mental health. If you have chemical-induced anxiety or depression, they'll be able to help you get medication to maybe help combat that on a chemical level. Like you'll hear people take prescriptions for like their depression or for their anxiety. There's a lot of different brands out there. So that's what a psychiatrist specializes in. A psychologist is more about talking and finding the root of your anxiety. That's not to say that all anxiety is from trauma or some experience. Some people just do, unfortunately, have a chemical imbalance, and that's fine. If you see a psychologist, you may work that out together, that it is just a chemical thing. Well, not just a chemical thing, because it's equally as important to recognize, but they may say, go see a psychiatrist, because it may be a chemical imbalance rather than dealing with emotional healing by talking. But where was I going with this? But yeah, psychiatrist, psychologist, different people require different things. Some people see both. Sometimes it's a mix of the two. Trauma, making a chemical imbalance feel bigger and making you feel things more strong than what you would. So yeah. But me and John are gonna be fine. it's please no one worry about that. If we have conversations on and offline. I think people said, why aren't you having private conversations about this? And it's like, we are. They're just private. And that's why it seems like we're not. But yeah, humans are complicated. Would you ever consider learning ASL? I have tried to before. It's just kind of tricky. I wish that I could dedicate more time to it. Because I started learning it, but then I think it was around the time that we started doing Black Friday, and I just had to start learning lines and start remembering blocking, and unfortunately my brain is only capable of retaining so much information at one time, so it was just a little bit too much for me to learn ASL and learn new things at once. One day I hope to get rich, and then I'll just have time to learn all the languages that I want to learn. But yeah, I can remember I learned a couple of things. I think it was like mine, them, they, their. I think I learned a couple of really basic things. I'm sorry if that was wrong. But I did try, and I will try it again. The reason I would love to explore ASL is because I love Deaf West's production of Spring Awakening, and I think there's I think it's fascinating to explore communication and language, and it's such a different way of communicating, and really interesting to explore. So yeah, I would really like to. I think American ASL also is different from Australian Sign Language, so it's that in itself is interesting as well. Sorry, I missed a bunch of questions. Sorry. Okay, but like, where is this Uber at? So, I haven't actually ordered it yet. I thought that this was going to be a much shorter stream, but I need to finish this. As soon as I finish this, I'll order it. Do you have any supportive words for a young trans person in an unaccepting town? Well, what I'll say first is I am not a trans person, so anything I say isn't from experience, isn't like the law or anything. I haven't lived that experience, but I do know what it's like to feel like an outsider, but that particular experience I'm not familiar with. So I would actively look for trans influencers who probably have more experience talking about it on Instagram, Twitter. Look for them, they're there. And support them, and I'm sure that they post about these kind of things. But sort of general advice that I give is high school and college, primary school, elementary school, it can be extremely hard. It can feel like the whole world is sort of thinking one way if you're surrounded by closed-minded people. But I think the best thing I can do is remind you that that's not what the world is. I'm very lucky to live in Hollywood, where there are a lot of progressive thinking people, very accepting. There's so much love. There is a community in the world that is excited to love you for who you are and to embrace you and celebrate your identity. And I completely understand that it is so hard to lose sight of that sometimes when you're in a small town or in a community that isn't very progressive. And it's hard. it's hard to sort of keep going out there, putting one foot in front of the other with sort of this wall that's surrounding you. So while I encourage you to keep in mind that there are people out there who will accept you, I understand that that's like really hard as well. Sometimes that feels impossible to remember. It's hard to give advice just because I know how hard it is to believe that advice sometimes, because we can get convinced into feeling so down about ourselves that it's hard for us to convince ourselves that things can get better. But there's a quote from Gandhi that I really like, which is that impossible things seem impossible until one day they don't. Which is a very simple quote, but I think a very powerful one. And things can seem impossible until one day they just won't anymore. So try to have faith in that day will come. The day will come where things are better, even though things aren't great in this moment. What I think is so important to try and do is to just not let other people being poop kill any part of yourself, or make you bury any part of yourself, or make you feel like you are wrong, because that can happen if you're in a community that's constantly giving you the message, you're different, you're not right. Just know that's not true. Try your best to not let it seep in. And when you do if you can find someone to talk to about it one-on-one, please do. So there's that voice that can tell you, you're not crazy. This is incredibly difficult. This is a huge amount of pressure that's being put on you. Like, it is. It sucks. It's really hard. But just know that there are people out there that support you. A huge majority, I would say, probably. Just, unfortunately, closed-minded people also seem to be very loud. And even though almost half the country voted for Trump as well, which can be sort of discerning to read. I'm sure a lot of those people who voted for Trump are, but Trump is a good name as well. Trump are just more on the uneducated side and more on the believing sort of the conspiracy theories rather than actually being hateful in their hearts. I think they might be good people. They've just been bamboozled. But come to LA, come to Hollywood. I promise everyone's lovely here. Also, like, this is like, we're going into a deep dive now. Also, it's kind of, we have a lot of like evangelicals, Christian people who sort of look to the Bible, and some of their bigotry comes from the Bible. And I'm totally for people having their own faith, believing in God, choosing to be Christian, choosing to be evangelical. It's your belief is your belief, and sometimes religion can really help people. But what I would encourage people to talk about more is the words in the Bible, the words in the Book of Mormon, the words, again, not pooping on these religions, because there are a lot of amazing people who are a part of those religions. It's just always important to try and have a conversation about the Bible was written by a group of guys, and then it was translated thousands of times by a different group of guys, and all of those people who are translating have their own biases, their own opinions that they wanted to sneak in there, their own interpretations of the text. So just remember that if something is said in the Bible, it's good to just not take the Bible word for word. And I think the main message of the Bible is to love thy neighbor and love people regardless, and that at the end of the day, if you're a good person, that's what's most important. And I feel like that's the message to take. And I feel like spreading love is also spreading acceptance. And also, like, Jesus was like friends with like criminals and like prostitutes and people who are considered immoral, because he was like, let's be friends with everyone. like the Bible also says, like, sell your children for like money and for like farm animals. So just don't take it at word value, because the Bible as we know it today didn't fall from the sky. The book didn't fall from the sky. It was written and translated by people doing sometimes the best they can, sometimes people who put in their own little beliefs in. It's just like translating anything. Like if you watch the English dub of Sailor Moon, I'm sorry to relate Sailor Moon to the Bible, but if you watch the English dub of Sailor Moon versus like the subtitled translation of Sailor Moon or any anime, it's a little bit different. And that's because when we translate something and when we adapt something, as a writer, a little bit of yourself is poured into your work, and your interpretation of it gets poured into it. So it comes out a little bit different. So the same thing happens with anything. Again, language is strange. It's so but yeah, what an odd stream this has been. Starkid, Jedward, Japanese, the Bible, Sailor Moon. Millie, you're gonna do just fine in your job interview. It's fine to be nervous. It means you care, but you'll do a good job. Have you ever watched Glee? Yeah, I've seen Glee. I really like the first season of Glee. Starkid are forever. Your college interview will go just fine. Oh, cool, Brittany Faith, directing and production of Twisted. Love it. No, I didn't say the first season of Glee because Darren's not in that one. I love Darren. Darren's given me a lot of opportunities. So, and he has always been very lovely to me. So no, it's just the first season is the one I'm most familiar with because I was like, because that's when Glee was huge in my world. But Darren is very talented, and I'm sure does an amazing job on the show. I'm just not as familiar with it as I should be. How am I right now? Are you okay? I'm just fine. I'm okay. Do I have a favorite piece of Starkid fan that I've seen? I don't have a favorite, but I definitely follow a lot of Starkid fan artists. A lot of people do a really good job. Victoria and Nat always draw Starkid stuff. They're in this stream right now. Aiden, of course, presents some amazing things. Someone told me to tell them to stop procrastinating. What do you think I'm doing? I am in no position to tell other people to not procrastinate. Have I ever read fanfics about your characters? Nah. I haven't really. I haven't really read fanfics. Sometimes I'll see like the beginning of one that someone's posted. I haven't been on Tumblr in so long. Maybe I need to check out Tumblr. But no, I haven't really read one all the way through or anything. What's the first musical you were ever in? Beauty and the Beast as Chip the Teacup. Try the gray stuff. It's delicious! That's one of my lines. I am going to the gym. What's the time? I also kind of need to pee, so I'll probably go soon. 4:40. That's fine. We're fine. Have I played Minecraft before? No, I don't really get it. What is my vocal range? I'm definitely a baritone. I sometimes have tenor notes in there, but definitely a baritone. I don't think there's a way to see me as Chip in Beauty and the Beast. There's only I can't even really find any photos of it. One photo was posted to Facebook by one of the directors last year, and I was like, this is incredible to see. But yeah, it was in Australia. It was in I think it was 1999 that I did it. But yeah, there's no, at the time I was Chip, because they always double or triple or quadruple cast Chip, because we were kids and we couldn't do 8 shows a week. But at the time I was doing it, I remember there was a girl doing it named Bunny, and she was so much tinier and so much cuter than I was at Chip. So I always felt like the tall, ugly Chip when I was playing Chip. But I love Bunny. How old was I? 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99. I would have been 6 or 7. 6 or 7. I can remember I nearly ruined the show once. I can remember I said a line from a later scene too early in a scene. Like a line from in the show, an earlier scene. But I'm 6. What happens? Nightmare Time Capsule will we get more episodes. There'll be a season 2. I'm not sure exactly what month it'll be in, but it's definitely coming. Also, when I was Chip, I can remember we had dressers backstage, but there was one night my dresser was busy with something, and usually I got help out of the Chip thing and then dressed to being a boy. And our like base costume was basically like a leotard. It was like a white leotard with like a neck that sort of went into the teacup. And I can remember one night my dresser wasn't there, and I couldn't find my little boy outfit to come on at the end and go, "Mama, Mama!" And I just ran on in my like leotard onesie with jazz shoes. And I would have looked ridiculous. But that definitely happened once. But again, I was like 6 or 7. And at the end of the day, I was like, the show must go on. I can't find my costume, but I have to go on stage. There's a lot of talk about cucumber nipples. I don't know what's going on there. If I had a chance to be on Broadway, what would you want to be on it? Broadway right now, I would love to be in Phantom. I love Phantom of the Opera. What other shows are playing at the moment? I'm not sure. I'd really like to do Phantom. I love Phantom. Am I watching Drag Race Season 13? Yeah, I've kind of been. Yeah, I have. I think Gottmik or Simone are going to win. Any news on Workin' Boys? Workin' Boys are still happening. I think Nick's going to be back in LA next month. Honestly, as soon as we're allowed to film it, we'll film it. It just still hasn't. What will probably happen is we'll just wait till everyone in the cast is vaccinated, and then we'll try and get a crew of people who have been vaccinated, and then it'll just be so much easier to be able to. But it is coming. Unfortunately, lockdown put everything. Because Nick and Matt with Working Boys, they want to do a really good job. We don't want to just like do a thrown together thing. Like, they'd rather wait and do it really, really well. So so it's definitely still coming. It's just unfortunately still being put off and put off and put off. Much to our dismay as well. We're ready to just get it done. When do you think it would be posted? I'm not sure. It'll probably be filmed over 3 or 4 weeks. Then it'll probably take another month to edit. I promise to let you know as soon as we start filming. Or as soon as I know. As soon as I know, I'll let people know. But yeah, I really want to have full prosthetics for Professor Hitchens, but we'll see if they let me. Oh god, there's so many questions in the tab. I keep forgetting and just reading the comments. Oh god, there's so many. Help. Oh, this is more of a celebration because I came out to my parents and sister. Congratulations. I'm really happy that you get to share your authentic self with your family. That's very important. I'm very happy for you. Okay. So guys, I think I'm gonna stop this stream now, just because otherwise I'll do it forever. But I'll try and do more of these, and I'll do something. I'll do better. I'll do better. But it was lovely talking with you all. And let's talk soon.